these corrupt people are in a house and they're ransacking it. And MAGA's outside the house saying, we want to get in DC. So the house is DC. And they're ransacking it, like, pass a bill to spend more money, pass a bill to spend more money, get more money over here, pass that money out to you, pass that money out to here. So MAGA's coming around the corner.
Rise in opposition to the Ukrainian supplemental bill, $40 billion.
So Joe Biden does the red sermon speech.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
The people coming around the corner, they're the demons, while his cronies are in DC scrambling, stealing your money, laundering your money allegedly, taking it to stuff you don't really want it to while your border's trash, and then making you look like the fool for looking at them like, wait a second.
The American people do not support paying for constant U.S. involvement in foreign affairs while our own government fails our own country.
Maybe they have a point here. This might come as a surprise to you, or it might not. Joe Biden is seeking more money for Ukraine. My Lord. $47 billion for Ukraine, pandemic, monkeypox, and other disasters. Specifically, the request, which comes as lawmakers are preparing to return to Washington and fund the government, they seek $13.7 billion more dollars. This is new money, including money to Ukraine for equipment, intelligence support to Ukraine. And remember, Russia said if you do intelligence support for Ukraine, then we consider that a problem. And direct budgetary support. What is direct budgetary support? Does that mean we're just putting money in their coffers? Is that a fancy way of saying that? Can I get some direct budgetary support also, bruh? Shalanda Young, the director of the White House Office of Management and Budget, that's the OMB, very powerful position that I just figured out over the last couple of years, said that more than 3/4 of the $40 billion approved by Congress earlier this year has already been dispersed or committed. We have rallied the world to support the people of Ukraine as they defend their democracy. There's not a word that I hate more right now. And when I say hate, I mean hate, than democracy. Because when they say the word democracy, they don't mean anything close to what I would consider a democracy. And obviously, we always have to remind that we here at the States have a representative republic. But when they talk about defending the democracy of Ukraine, it's the same democracy that they're trying to defend here that really resembles a version of demo tyranny. Young went on to say, and we cannot allow that support to Ukraine to run dry. That money supply can't run dry. No, shh. Of course I don't want my money supply to run dry. I don't care. Dry it up. So how much money has been sent to Ukraine? This New York Times article spells it out. Now, this $54 billion was before Joe Biden had just asked for another billion that was already approved to my knowledge. So this doesn't include everything. So $54 billion plus a little bit extra that's not included on here because this article is from May 20th. And then if they do this $13.7 billion, which you know they will, I wouldn't be surprised if Mitch McConnell was like 13.7. Y'all need $50 billion. Who knows? That is not included in this $54 billion. But let's take a look. Where's that money going? Traditional foreign aid, economic support fund. I have no idea what that means. Military and security assistance, $6 billion. The economic support fund had $9.4 billion. It would be nice if they had details on what this actually was. So you look at the March bill, May bill. Wow. This is the chart of the money. My goodness. So we ended the Afghan war in a very sloppy and ugly way. And look at the funds that were going there. See, all this stuff is still happening. Israel, Iraq, Jordan. I didn't even know about that one. So Ukraine is just baby food compared to that other stuff. So they stopped Afghanistan and they're going to try and roll that over to Ukraine now. You can see how that's working. They didn't stop Afghanistan and say, we're not doing this type of stuff anymore. We're stopping Afghanistan. And you, the people of Ukraine, it's supposed to be for the people of Ukraine, helping them out. They're being manipulated into pawns to do this proxy war with Russia. And hey, we're not really in a war with Russia, so y'all are the ones dying. We'll give you some intel, we'll give you some weapons, but you and your family members are dying. For what? I don't know. But if you want to die for it, then go ahead. Just keep my money out of it. Food assistance, healthcare, and other aid, $7 billion. Migration and refugee assistance, $1.8 billion. How much are we spending on our border? Other foreign aid, $1.5 billion. Assistance for Europe, Eurasia, Central Asia, for what? $1.1 billion. Grants and loans for military supplies. Exactly what the military needs. Loans to pay off defense contractors. As our Secretary of Defense is former Raytheon, literally. $4.7 billion for that garbage. Weapons and other supplies, $12.5 billion. U.S. military deployments and intelligence, $8.1 billion. We got like 100. We have like 100,000 troops in Poland right now, I believe. CBS did a documentary. CBS accidentally tried to do real journalism, but then they had to retract that. Why? Because the Ukraine government, not the U.S. people. The U.S. people weren't they were not upset about CBS doing real journalism. The Ukraine government. Ukraine has more power than any state right now. In Mississippi, some people can't even take a shower. They don't even have clean water. And Ukraine is dictating what we talk about in our own country with our own money. We're talking about what they're doing with our money in another country, and Ukraine's getting upset. The Ukraine government. I know you're upset. Show us the suitcase of cash. That's why you're upset, allegedly. CBS said it was updating a documentary that said most weapons sent to Ukraine don't reach the front. Now, did they update it because it was wrong or inaccurate? They said they admitted that a figure it cited claiming only 30% of military aid arrives was out of date. Now, that's a weird way to say it was right. That's a weird way to say it was accurate. It was out of date. The documentary angered some in the Ukrainian government. CBS said it was adding new information. Here's the deal. The only people who are speaking out against this, using common sense, just judgment of America first, those principles, the only people in America who are strongly speaking out, who are voting against this type of money, is the same group that our president tried to demonize in the red sermon speech. So it's almost like these corrupt people are in a house and they're ransacking it. And MAGA's outside the house saying, we want to get in DC. So the house is DC. And they're ransacking it, like, pass a bill to spend more money, pass a bill to spend more money, get more money over here, pass that money out to you, pass that money out to here. MAGA's coming. So MAGA's coming around the corner. So Joe Biden does the red sermon speech. The people coming around the corner, they're the demons. They're the demons. While his cronies are in DC scrambling, stealing your money, laundering your money allegedly, taking it to stuff you don't really want it to while your border's trash, and then making you look like the fool for looking at them like, wait a second, maybe they have a point here. You know what? That's just a conspiracy. I'm sure it's a coincidence that the only people speaking out against the money in Ukraine are the same people I'm supposed to look at as demons. I'm sure. You know what? It's just a conspiracy theory. Don't mind me.